okay, so this happened like maybe an hour ago. You know, it's sad because, you know, we're coming home right now. It's about, what, 2:30 a.m., you know, a hard night of clubbing. And, you know, hopefully you guys could take that as a, you know, also an example. You know, I was out, went to a club. We went there to film a prank video, obviously, but, you know, I could go there, I could go to a club, and hopefully you guys see, you know, I could drive home by the end of it, you know. You guys need to be responsible and think like that. I'm actually pulling in a Jack in the Box right now so she can pee, and I'll even, here, you go pee, I'll finish it, I'll just record it, I'll hold it up.
Go ahead.
Alright, so, she's in Jack in the Box. I'll show you that clip of why I had to stop it, but, no, so, alright, I'm sitting in this, you know, we're pranking people in this club, and what happens, this one guy, he wants to, we're sitting in front of the bathroom, and I'm talking with this guy. Looks like he's a doctor. He's wearing one of those old doctor's vests, and he just looked interesting. He had that, like, you know, gray, how I described it, it's the type of jacket where you could tell, like, water slips off of it, one of those docker's jackets. It looks like a doctor. I thought this guy was a doctor. He's 60 years old, at a club. You know, I asked him, I was like, are you a doctor? He said, no, I'm a lawyer. I actually do IP, intellectual property. And I said, wow, no way. I said, that's actually cool. I said, hey, you know, maybe, and then, you know, we actually started talking. He talked to me about the Ferrari outside. And I was like, wow, isn't that funny? I was like, yeah, it's a cool car. I was like, wouldn't it be crazy if that was mine? And, you know, I was just fucking with him because I said, hey, how about this? You make me a deal where you give me, I was like, you give me free intellectual property advice, and I will give you, you know, I might be somebody of interest you may want to speak to. That's what I told him. And I said, who knows? I might own that Ferrari outside, and I may only be 23.
Oh, shit, I should have got water.
Oh, go grab water.
Here, let me go get water.
So, I was like, yeah, you know, you never know. I might be 23, and I actually know what intellectual property is, amongst other things, and, you know, I think we might be able to help each other out. And he actually said, yeah. He said, yeah, that's cool. And I said, you know, we'll exchange numbers later. I had to go. We were filming, and I said I'll go see him later. And then I am leaving the club, and our car's in the front. I'm pulling out. I'm in the Ferrari, obviously, as you guys can see. And I always love this rear view shot. I don't know if you guys can see it. I'll just show you at the back right here. But he's pulling out. He sees me pull out with the Rari, and he's like, "Oh, no way!" And we start talking. I was like, "Hey, give me your number." And he's about to give me, and he asks, you know, what I do. I asked what he does. He says he's retired, and he's like, "Listen," he's like, "I just do like basic litigation." He's like, "I don't even know how much I could really help you with stuff." I was like, you know, never hurts. I said, "You'd be surprised how much you could help." And I told him that. There you go, keep my thumb there. I told him that, and he said, okay, well, that's, I totally forgot what I was saying. Anyways, so let me backtrack to where he says, oh yeah, you know, I retired, I'll barely even litigate, that's the only stuff I'll even help with. So he's like, I don't know how much assistance I could provide to you per se. So I'm like, all right, that's cool. I said, how about this? You know, you went to law school, you've made enough money, you're retired, you live in San Diego, you know, you're obviously a millionaire. And he said, you know, you could give back a little bit. So I asked him, I said, would you be willing to speak to a bunch of people or youths, both, you know, youths and men, who would never have access to formal education? I said, would you be willing to just share your experiences with them and help people less fortunate with you and discuss with them about it at the very least? Then, you know, I'm not asking you to work, I'm not asking you this, literally just to help another life out, be a good person, that's it. And I asked him that. This dude literally just looks at me and then says, oh, whoa. He literally looks at me. The car just went in neutral. I should have just turned this off if I knew. It was burning gas, man. I'm sorry, environment. But he looks at me and he just tells me, nah, I'm good. I'm fine. I have everything I need. I don't need that. And then walks away. Isn't that crazy? And I thought that was very sad. I thought it was really, honestly, very heartbreaking to me, because this is the reason why I started the trading fraternity. This is one, because I knew, you know, a lot of people say, oh, you have so much money, why don't you talk, you know, why would you even help people out? You know, isn't that going to limit your advantage? Yada, yada, yada. And it sucks because, yeah, that is the case in some instances, in some industries. You know, like I say, with stock market, there's enough money to go around. But, man, you guys, you know, just sad that there's people out there who've done a lot. They've made a lot of money. They've been very successful, but they won't give anybody the time of day. You know, they've been hurt in the past, you know, like I have too. I've helped people who didn't deserve it, who didn't need it, and they've came around to only hurt me. And really, it sucks, but that's, so I can see where, you know, some people could come from, but it just broke my heart, man, that, you know, people like that who've accomplished stuff, they're not willing to help, you know. And a lot of people complain, like, you know, how do I get access to resources? How do I get access to education? Especially when there's nobody out there willing to help. Only people who are willing to help are the people who haven't done shit, and it's fucking sad. And it really, 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 really pisses me off, honestly. That was the saddest thing ever. You know, I saw a lot of sad things. You know, I always get sad when I go out and see people, you know, ruin their lives like that. You know, I wish I could help them all, but, like, this was just sad. This is heartbreaking. Just selfishness, you know? And that's why we started the trading fraternity, realistically. Because that was something that I noticed, you know, that my mentor did to me. He shouldn't have helped me. He shouldn't have talked to me. And I know that because nobody would fucking talk to me when I didn't, you know, they had no reason to. But then this guy, you know, just how he acted, like, I couldn't even get this guy to give me his number to help people out. And look at, you know, like, I'm in a Ferrari. This is a $300,000 car, you know? So I'm just sitting there, and what is taking her so long? I really want to go. You know, and that's the crazy part of it all, because, you know, I mean, then he would still treat me like that, and I'm not worried about how, you know, I got treated. Believe me, I don't care. But just the fact that, you know, really nothing could change this guy's mind. It didn't matter, and, you know, that's the line he said that really got me. He's like, oh, I have everything. He's like, what more do I need? And it's just sad because, you know, somebody could have so much, you know, and their next question, their only question is, what more do I need? Why would I have to do anything, you know? And that just blows my fucking mind, you know, because when I got stuff in life, you know, this comes into my life, and anything comes into my life, you know, I'm not thinking, okay, great, I don't need anything anymore. You know, the thing I'm asking next is, what can I do for somebody else now? What does somebody else not have that I could provide? And that's why it's so heartbreaking, because it just shows me, you know, like I said, the society, man, you'll see these kids going out and what they're doing with their lives, but, like, this is an old dude, man. This is an old generation. This is what our country was fucking built off of. You know, people who've worked like that, those people got into power. And I'm not hating on those people, but I'm just saying that level of selfishness and just greed, I don't know if I'd call it greed, just selfishness, honestly, and not looking out for others is disgusting. It is truly, truly disgusting, you know. And it's just sad because, like I said, whether I'm a millionaire or whether someone's broke, that dude is not going to help anybody, you know. And like I said, my big purpose with the trading fraternity was to offer that to people. You know, that's even like you guys have seen some of the changes I'm making. You know, I don't want to talk down on anybody. I don't want to diss people. I don't want to bash them and turn them away, because I don't ever want to come off like that, where I close that door and there's somebody, a millionaire who's successful, who's done something, and he's willing to help, but then you feel like you can't talk to this guy because he's not willing to help. That's not the case. You know, that's something I wish I will never become. I'm gonna do everything in my power to let that happen, but it's just mind-boggling, honestly. This shit is mind-boggling. But I'll leave it at that. If I have to go on another rant, I will. But you guys, hopefully you guys get the moral, man. And hopefully you guys don't turn out like this. And, you know, if people have fucked you over in the past, don't let that carry in, you know. End the cycle. Simple as that. We've all been there. But help people out, man. I don't want to see any of you guys end up like that guy. That was just fucking insane. Insane. So, love you all. Stay in school.